Hi there, this is Shrikant Dasari. So in this lesson, we are going to learn how to define a member function outside a class in C++. Okay, so first let me launch the IDE. So we know that we are using Visual Studio 2013 for Express for Windows desktop. Okay, it's getting launched. Already I have created a project under the name class and object 5 if I remember, and pre-configure it in the most convenient way for us to run and execute the program. Okay, so Visual Studio is taking a little bit of time. Okay, so until it gets loaded, let's look into our channel here. This is my channel, the Sari Tuts. Okay, so if at all if you want to go to my channel directly, you can type the URL, or else you can do one thing and go to google.com. Even Google is taking a little bit time to load here. For some reason it's taking time. Okay, you can feel free to subscribe to this channel. Feel free to subscribe to this channel using your Gmail ID, and it consists of whole lot of tutorials, playlists, videos. Okay, so you can search on various programming languages. I'm just constantly keep on adding the things, new stuff for all programming languages. Okay, okay. So if you want to go to this channel directly, you can type like this, the Sari TUTS. Okay, in google.com. Okay, and that directly leads you to my channel, and you can go to videos section or playlists, or you can directly subscribe to it. And if you want to visit the Facebook page which I have created exclusively for this channel to keep all the education stuff regarding all the programming languages and so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope already got launched here. Okay, so I'm opening my project. I have previously created a project with the name class and object 5, which consists nothing but a blank C++ file here. Okay, so again it's loading the project here. First ID takes time to load, and it takes time to load the project since my system is a little bit ancient. So here we have nothing but simple class.cpp file. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding all the basic stuff like header files. Okay, so hash include iostream. Okay, so hash include iostream, and hash include conio.h, which is another important header file. Let me take main function here. So int main. Okay, so get ch just to make the output stand still until we do anything crazy. Let me add the return 0 to follow that set convention in programming. So if I run the program until now, nothing happens excited here. It just runs and shows us the console window if everything goes well. All the pre-configuration details and no errors in our program. Everything goes well. Okay, so we got the console window. Let's do one more thing here. Let us increase the font size a bit since it will be more viewable here. Okay. Font consoles and 36 here. Okay, so we are done with all the pre-configuration details. Okay, so now what we are going to do is first let us define a class here by using the class keyword, and let's name the class as person. Okay, so let's take two variables, two class data members for this class, which are going to be char name of, let's say, 50, and let's say char email. Okay, also let's make it as a 20. Right, so name, email. So the two different important, and let's take one more thing, one more variable. Let's say phone, or let's say mobile. Okay, so mobile number, whatever you want. Okay, and go. So here we have taken three different variables for this class person here. Okay, So apart from that, now what I'm going to do is, so to not to define the member function within this class. So in order to do that, first we need to declare that particular member functions inside our class, and then we can define it outside the class here. Okay, such that so whatever the implementation details can be hidden directly from the user, since they are not directly, or it will be in a neat and organized manner to do such kind of things here. Okay, so let's say void get info. So I have used different name here this time. So void display info. So the two member functions which you are going to define outside here. Okay, so to define a member function outside a class, we need to follow. So first we need to declare them inside the class, and then we need to define them outside the class using a particular syntax, which is going to be like this. First the return type, followed by the class name. So the class name is person here, followed by this scope resolution operator. Okay, so this is known as a scope resolution operator, which is very essential when you need to define a method outside the class definition here. Okay, so void person, and then followed by the name of the class here. Okay, so since we don't have any arguments or parameters, so it can be empty here. Okay, so now you can write the code whatever you are intended to perform this operation get info member function. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm just initializing the data using this strcpy function, since it's a string. So let me say name comma, let's say, let me put it my name here, Srikant Dasari. Okay. So before that, let me add one header file, since we are using the string functions here. So we need to add that header file here. So hash include string.h. Okay. In the same way, let me add my email ID also. So email comma, let's say my email ID. Let me put my email ID sri91@gmail.com. So let me also initialize this with mobile number. So mobile NO, I think we have taken the name of the variable. So let's say I put my mobile number here, 2498. Okay. So we have just initialized all the private data members of the class using our member function, which is defined outside the class here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to define another member function which we have declared inside the class, which is display info. So the same syntax, void person, name of the class, followed by the scope resolution operator, and display info. Since we don't have any parameters or arguments, we can just leave this argument section as blank here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm taking a simple cout statement, just to display whatever the information we have stored inside our data members here. Okay. The details of the person. Let's have some message. The details of the person. Okay. So cout. It's showing as error because we haven't used this syntax here. So using namespace std, so which is very essential. One should not forget to add that. Okay. So the name of the person. Okay. So directly, since this is a member function, need not need any presence of object or dot operator here. So directly you can say name. So followed by his email, the email ID is equal to, and say simply email. Okay. So the last but not the least, the mobile number is equal to. So Visual Studio is smart enough. It's just showing all the whatever the data members we have inside our private section here, since they are accessible within the member functions of the class, within the class. Okay. So now the last section, we need to define an object for our class first here. Okay. So the name of the class is person, so you can say person p1. Okay, so person p1, so p1 dot get info. So first we need to initialize to call that method to initialize our data members with some information, and next display info. So it just does nothing but to display whatever the data we have here. Okay, so in order to run the program, let's press F5. So everything goes well. It just displays the output. Okay, since we haven't that's an annoying output I have ever seen in my life, so I haven't used slash and slash t's here, so it's very annoying. Let me put all the slash and slash t formatting details here. Okay, so now if you see, now you get all the details of the person. The name of the person is Srikanth Dasari, email ID is some sort of email ID he has, and his mobile number. Okay, so this is the very basic details of 9505380. I think it had gone somewhere wrong here, since it has the mobile number has got some garbage. That's because we are using integer here. So let's make it unsigned. Let's make it unsigned here, since it might have crossed the problem of range here. Okay, so that's the reason it's showing some garbage value. Again, it's showing the same thing. Let's put it unsigned long int. Let's do one thing. Let's take so even the mobile number is in the form of a char here. Okay, so it's having some sort of problems with our integer. Let's make it char mobile. Okay, so let's say char star mobile here. Directly let's initialize it in the form of string only. Okay, so nothing matters. We have just introductory purpose here. So we are not doing anything crazy. Leads to error because we have changed the name of the mobile number here. Okay, so we need to change here also. We have to take it in string. Took it in string here. So strings save us a lot of time from having some sort of jargons. Okay, so the name of the person is something like this. The name of the person, Srikanth Dasari. His email ID and so on and so forth. Okay, so everything went well. So if you want to revise once again, defining a class definition for person. Okay, so this is our class person, where we have taken 3 different data members. Let's write a comment here. So commenting like a description, works like a description here. So data members. So under the private section, so data members under the private section. Okay, so declaring the methods. So either you can define the methods in the public section, or else you can declare the methods in the public section. So if you do so, then we need to write the definitions outside the class following a particular syntax, which is nothing but having a return type. Followed by the name of the class, scope resolution operator, and the name of the method here. Okay, so declaring the methods inside the class. So and it should be under the public section only, or else your methods will not be accessible inside your main class. Okay, under the public section to define them outside. Okay. So huge comment. Okay, so what we have done is we have taken 3 different data members inside our private section, and just we have declared 2 different member functions here. Okay, so I'm using methods. We should not say methods here, since the name occurs in Java. So in C++, we need to say it as member functions. Declaring the member functions inside the class, and under the public section to define them outside here. Okay, so here the definitions. So let's add another comment here, defining the member functions. So defining the member functions outside the class. So outside the class. Okay, so defining the member functions outside the class, and just defining an object here. So we have just defined the member functions outside the class. The previous example and this example, there is nothing difference, but here we have learned the way how to define a member function outside the class. And in the main, it's the very same process. We have just defining an object, or let's say creating an object, or you can say instantiating the class by creating an object here, creating an object for the class person, here. Okay, so accessing the data members, so accessing the member functions, so accessing the member functions using the object and dot operator. Okay, so this is the basic stuff about so how to define a method, how to define a member function outside the class. So prior to that, you need to declare them inside the class and define them outside the you can define them outside the class using following a particular syntax, which goes like this. And you can create an object to your class, and you can access the member functions using that object here. Okay, so see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.